How y'all doing, right? Now look, for the last video, right, we talked about being a citizen versus like subject and everything, right? Now check this out. Now I'm gonna show you guys something, right? I'm gonna show y'all how warrants work. Now, criminal warrants work in a sense, right? Say if you was a convicted felon and you posting a gun online, right? Now, a lot of those convicted felons will get picked up by the police because they have their ID on file, right? Now, so they can identify your social media. Say if your name is Thomas Jefferson, right? Say if the person carrying the gun on live was Thomas Jefferson. Say if law enforcement reviewed this, okay, and wanted to create a complaint to the state's attorney prosecuting authority within that county. Now, they would search his name up in the database, and they would see that he have an ID and address on file, right? So once they see he have an ID and address on file, they would then show the evidence to the prosecuting authority. The prosecuting authority will file a criminal complaint against the individual, and what the judge would do, they would grant the warrant for his arrest. The sheriff, police, or whatever would go to his house and make the arrest. And say if he was sorry, he'd be like, man, how did I get arrested? You guys didn't have any probable cause. Well, you might be saying that, but we have jurisdiction because you have an ID in the state. The ID in the state have your address on there, have exactly where you located. So we got a warrant for that address that's on file that you have with the DMV. Now, warrants work where it's particular, right? So every time you have a warrant, it goes towards the driver's license or ID number. The ID number, you will have a bench warrant on that, right? So that ID have a bench warrant. If you had a passport, say if it say do not detain, that do not detain passport, they couldn't pick you up off of that. But they can pick you up off the state ID to have a bench warrant, because the numbers on the state ID tie you into the jurisdiction of the court. And not only does it tie you into the jurisdiction of the court, but it also keeps the warrant, your criminal background, and everything like that on that particular ID. That's why I tell a lot of people, you have to make sure that you don't have any contracts with the state. Now check this out. My name is Taquan Williams. It's another person in this world named Taquan Williams. It's a lot of people in this world named Jones Smith, right? That's two last names, but check this out. So a person named Jones Smith, how many people in this world named Jones Smith? So they can't pull you into jurisdictions just by your first and last name. It's a million people with that information. The only way they can specify that you are the person that's have a warrant if when you produce identification to them, and they can say, hey, we have his ID on file. So his ID on file, it pops up as a warrant, right? So it goes towards your social security number and it goes towards your state ID. If you have any of those things in possession, boom, they gain jurisdiction. And also, they can issue warrants just because of the ID. And that warrant stays on that ID. That's why it's very important to know that you want to take yourself out of jurisdiction as much as possible. So when they issue the warrant, they don't issue the warrant on the name. Okay, look, I'm a judge. I want to put a warrant out on Stacey Thomas. It's a billion Stacey Thomases in this world. It don't work like that. It has to be specific. I'm putting a warrant on this driver's license number. So if that person was to ever get caught and we was to get that driver's license number, we can put them into jurisdiction. That's how it works. I'm out.